Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to talk about 9 star cards that are going to give you a huge advantage in Star Wars Battlefront. I've played with pretty much all the star cards now, and these are my favorite, and I think they're the most effective in combat. The first one that we're going to talk about is the Impact Grenade. Yes, you might be familiar with this from other first-person shooters. It's a grenade, it detonates on impact, and it can one-shot your opponent. It's incredibly good, and you can unlock it relatively early in the game. Now, I believe the Impact Grenade has a smaller blast radius than the thermal detonator, but the fact that it detonates on impact and there's not a lot you can do to dodge it makes it a superior grenade, in my opinion. We'll have to see if they actually nerf this after a patch or two, because I have a feeling people are going to get annoyed with it. One awesome thing about the Impact Grenade is that you can throw it when you are behind your bubble shield. So basically, you can proc your bubble shield, making you almost invincible in close range combat, and then just chuck an impact grenade at somebody and get that one-shot kill. Okay, let's move on to the Barrage grenade launcher. I have a feeling this guy is going to earn the name NoobTube because it is a grenade launcher. You shoot 3 grenades from it. It's incredibly effective, especially in close quarters, and you don't really need a huge amount of skill to kill somebody with it. If you get somebody trapped in a hallway and you whip out your Barrage and fire off those 3 shots, there's not a whole lot they can do to prevent themselves from dying. It's pretty amazingly good. It's also got great range on it, so if you get very accurate with it and you learn the arc of the Barrage grenade launcher, you can kill people at range very, very effectively. Also a great combination to have with a jetpack. Moving on to the iconic bowcaster, you're going to need to be a very high level to get this unlock, but it is incredibly good. Not only can it one-shot somebody at close quarters or long range, but it shoots an array of bolts once you charge it all the way up. So if you get your main shot lined up, you can get that one shot on an enemy, but if he's got teammates nearby, the shots will also one-shot them, and there is massive splash damage. So if you use it in a hallway or something like that, you can get a lot of kills. You just have to watch out because that splash damage can also kill yourself. So if you charge up in a very narrow corridor and it hits the walls around you, you are going to kill yourself. Moving on to the Ion Shot, this is going to be your bread and butter weapon against vehicles. Very important for game modes like Supremacy and Walker Assault. It locks on, it does massive damage. It can also hit air vehicles. Get it early and make a class with it every time you play Walker Assault. This next star card here is probably going to be one of the more controversial ones in the game because it is essentially a skillless weapon that's incredibly good. This is your Homing Shot. It's a lock-on rocket launcher designed only to lock onto infantry. It can one-shot them if it hits them directly. Now, there's many ways to dodge the homing shot, and I believe they're going to add in the ability to block it with a personal shield as well. However, if you're out in an open area and somebody locks onto you and you don't have something like a jetpack to try and dodge it, it can be very, very annoying. And I got plenty of kills with it, mostly just to demonstrate how good it was. Now, despite this weapon's effectiveness, there are plenty of other star cards that can outplay it. So even though it is incredibly good, wait till you start playing with all the other star cards, and you'll see that you probably don't even want to run with the homing shot. Next up is the pulse cannon. I didn't grab a ton of footage using this weapon, but it's going to be incredibly effective for long-range combat in this game. I believe it has one of the fastest projectile travel times. It might even be instantaneous. The longer you charge it, the more damage it does. It's going to be great for dealing with long-range threats or even heroes like Boba Fett. However, it's going to require some skill to be good with it. The next star card is the Scout Pistol, and I was just loving this. It shoots 2 quick shots. You can switch to it basically as a secondary weapon, or you can even use it as your primary in close quarters. Once you shoot those 2 quick shots, then you have to switch back to your primary and wait for it to recharge. But if you connect with both of those shots in close quarters, you get an instant kill on any infantry. It's crazy powerful, and especially with the third-person camera, you can just pop around a corner if you see somebody coming, shoot them quickly twice, and just down them. It's great for getting multi-kills in this game, because you can eliminate one of your threats almost instantly. Now again, it is a high skilled weapon, and if you miss both your shots, then you got to switch back to your primary and you haven't done anything other than waste your time. So you got to make sure you connect. If you connect with one of the shots, you'll do 50% damage to your opponent, and then you can potentially finish them off with your primary. There is a little bit of switch time between this and your primary weapon though, so it's not going to be something that's like an instant win. You have to be good, you have to connect with your shots. This next star card is called Scan Pulse. It's incredibly good, and basically when you activate it, it goes out in a big 360-degree area and it will scan where your enemies are located. You can use it relatively quickly. It does require charges to use, But basically, it's like a wall hack, except it's built into the game. So it's not technically a hack, it just gives you a huge advantage because you can know exactly where your opponents are. And you might be thinking, whoa, level cap, this sounds crazy overpowered. How is this even in the game? Well, it's in the game because lots of the star cards are incredibly overpowered. And in fact, I wasn't even using the scan pulse most of the time because there are better star cards out there, depending on the situation, of course. One of my favorite star cards is Explosive Shot. You can equip this on any loadout you have. I mean, some loadouts are going to be more effective using Explosive Shot, but when you activate it, it requires a charge again to activate this. It's going to add explosive damage to any of your shots. I believe this increases just the base overall damage of your shot, or when you hit somebody directly with the shot, not only does it do the base damage, but it also has splash damage. So not only can you kill singular targets incredibly fast, if any of your shots miss your target but hit the ground around them, it's also going to do damage, but you can also deal with waves of enemies, groups of enemies. Just firing into them with Explosive Shot, you can get multiple kills incredibly fast. And combining this ability with some of the burst fire weapons out there, because the burst fire has such a high amount of damage in such a short period of time, if you land your first round of burst, you can just drop somebody almost instantly. It gets crazy powerful. I have a feeling they might have to nerf this one a little bit once the game launches, because I think most people are going to be using it as soon as they unlock it. It's a level 18 unlock, so it takes a little while before you can get it, but once people unlock it, I think it's going to be very prevalent, and it does look really cool when you shoot, just because every round that lands explodes on impact. Now, I didn't mention Personal Shield or Jump Pack just because they were so prevalent during the beta. I feel like everybody already knows how good they are, but if you didn't see the beta or you don't know anything about what happened in the beta, yes, Jump Pack and Personal Shield are also incredibly good star cards, and you should get them and mix them into your loadouts because they are fun. Jump Pack is just great for getting around any map that has rugged terrain or lots of trenches and canyons and height shifts. Anyway, I hope this video gives you guys a good idea about what kind of star cards you might want to be aiming for when you first start unlocking stuff and spending your in-game credits. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.